The child is immediately placed into an ambulance and rushed to the hospital. His condition has become very serious, and his mother is extremely worried. In the hospital, many other children who had eaten the potato snacks are also lying on separate beds, sick and weak. A nurse carries a tray full of the potato snacks out of the ward. Soon, a news team arrives at the hospital. They record and report that all the children fell ill after eating the same chips, known as potato snacks. Meanwhile, Boly is sitting in his office, watching the news on TV. The reports are all against him and his company. Suddenly, the police raid Boly's factory. Boly was standing on one side while the police searched his factory. Inside, they found rotten potatoes, and they immediately took live pictures of them. Boly stood there shocked, watching everything. All the evidence was collected against him, proving how he had used bad potatoes to make unhygienic potato snacks that made children sick. When people heard this, they turned against him and started protesting to ban the potato snacks. Seeing this, Boly was arrested and taken in a police car to court. In court, the case was started against him. The judge called Wolf too, since he was Boly's ex-partner, and asked him for some details. While Boly was serving his sentence, Wolf kept promoting his brand. He gave strict instructions to his chefs to always maintain cleanliness and only use fresh potatoes. In every mart, Wolfy Snacks had its racks, and children were happily buying and eating them first. Wolf also gave interviews in big companies and to the news, recording his speeches with pride. On the main road, huge billboards of Wolf Snacks are displayed, shining with bright ads of his products. On the other side, Boly is sitting inside the jail, feeling deeply ashamed of what he has done. Wolf stands by the window, holding his snacks in his hand, lost in thoughts about Boly. Meanwhile, Boly lies on his prison bed, holding a pack of potato snacks, cursing himself. Why did I ever use those bad potatoes? Meanwhile, in jail, the other prisoners laughed at Boly and mocked him. Wolf sits in his office, staring sadly at an old picture of Boly. He remembers how they used to work together on potato snacks. A memory flashes in his mind, when the two of them once won the Best Snacks Award. Meanwhile, Boly is also sad. From inside the jail, he writes a heartfelt letter to Wolf. Later, Wolf drives home from his office, lost in thought. When he reaches home, he notices a letter placed on his table. It's from Boly. Reading it makes him emotional. He takes the letter to the balcony, opens it, and reads it under the open sky. The next day, Wolf arrives at the jail. He steps out of his car, hesitant but determined to meet Boly urgently. Inside, they finally talk face to face, separated by the glass window. Both of them share deep, emotional words. After that, Wolf encourages Boly and says that it's okay, I will get you out of here. Wolf walks out of the door with great sorrow, and it starts raining. He looks one last time at the jail and says, I will definitely come back. He goes home and sits on a sofa, thinking about the same things and feeling very tense. The next day, he gets ready in his chef's dress and looks at himself in the mirror. He goes to the kitchen and picks up an empty pan, but he doesn't feel like working at all because he keeps remembering Boly. He starts collecting evidence. He checks his own quality and Boly's quality, where there is a big difference. Then he starts reopening the case through the media so that somehow he can save Boly. He gives interviews to the media. Wolf finds an old chart in which Wolf and Boly were old friends making potato snacks and selling them to children. He goes to the hospital to meet those children who became sick after eating, and he offers them Wolf snacks made from fresh potatoes. He offers each child a plate of snacks and also gives them to the nurse. Then he lovingly meets the children and becomes a little emotional. Tears come into his eyes. Then he goes back to his office and sits down, and an idea comes into his mind. He finds a solution for what to do. At night, in the darkness, he is walking outside the jail on the road. Wolf has come to meet Boly. At night, he brings a notice to Boly to meet him and explains some things to him. Then, after taking Boly's agreement, he hires a lawyer and tries his best to reopen the case. He convinces the lawyer, and he is very happy that now there is at least some hope to save Boly. Finally, the day arrives when their case will be heard in court. They all gather in court. Boly is brought to the court and seated on a chair. Wolf tells him not to worry at all. "I am with you." Then the case proceeds, and the judge, who is a gorilla, gives the decision of the case. He is staring at Judge Simon Wade when the judge is about to bang the gavel and end the case. Wolf comes outside, the case is won, and everyone takes his interview, including the reporters. Afterward, Wolf goes to meet Boly in jail. He hears the news, becomes emotional, and thanks Wolf. Tears come into his eyes, and he feels very guilty about what he did to Wolf in the past. After that, Wolf comes out of the jail and happily walks away. Now there are 2 days' time until Wolf can take Boly to his home. He prepares everything in his office and writes an agreement. Boly is freed from jail, and Wolf is waiting outside in his black car to receive him. Both shake hands outside the jail and look at each other with relief. Wolf takes him to his office, and Boly returns to his old firm. Both have a meeting and talk about some things. Then Wolf signs an agreement with him and gives him a paper to fill out. Boly happily signs it, and both start working together again as old partners. They both go to the kitchen themselves and make fresh potato rolls, using only healthy and fresh potatoes. They open a new branch of potato snacks where they both work together and serve only fresh rolls. Both happily stand on the rooftop of the building watching the sunset, and the story ends here.